NFL Game Pass is now exclusively on DAZN.
Let's get this thing going.
Watch every game, plus the playoffs and Super Bowl.
To the end zone. What a play.
It's your all-access pass.
That's how you fight a southpaw. Well on his way to coming back.
Katie Taylor does it again. Look at the emotion.
Boxing on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
We got 2 suspects, Lowry and Burnett.
We are being framed.
You set the damn van on fire.
Relax, the fire's on the outside. Now it's on the inside.
What the hell are you doing?
I fight crime, Mike.
Y'all are some terrible fugitives.
Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Call 911. Aren't you the police?
Exclusively in cinemas.
Boxing on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
Whoa, steady, steady, a bit close. All right, we are here for the media public workout, day 2 in Riyadh, which means we're getting close to the main event time, 5 versus 5, plus the added bonus of a certain Dimitri Bivol. All right, stick with us. Media public workout starts now.
Live on DAZN worldwide.
June 1st, 5v5.
This is everything.
5 of my best. Bang, bang.
5 of my best.
You prepare yourself. There's gonna be a war. And we take no prisoners, fellas. We've got the best 5 fighters.
Queensberry better than MATCHROOM. You are having a bubble bath, Frankie.
Victory shall be ours. Right, boys.
This is everything.
We want to win this.
Only one result required. Victory. This is it. This is the moment. Live on DAZN worldwide.
Here we go. 3 more sleeps until the big one on Saturday night. Today, though, is Media Workout Day. Is going to take place as well. The magnificent, as you guys can see, Boulevard City. The ring is there, which means the fighters are going to show us what they've got, what we can expect from them on Saturday night. 5 versus 5 is fast approaching. Let me introduce you to my A-star team, as always, as well. Barry Jones, Darren Barker, the smiles are there, which means they know it's getting close as well. And you know what yesterday did? Yesterday got us excited because we saw, you know, a little bit of tetchiness between a couple of the fighters, Willie Hutchinson and Craig Richards. We definitely saw Raymond Ford and Nick Ball do a bit of a stare down as well. Getting closer.
Yeah, look, we are here in the beautiful country of Saudi Arabia for this media workout, which is going to be epic. You're going to see Craig Richards and Willie Hutchinson leaning through the ropes with one another in the ring. Honestly, rivalries are brewing. warring between the fighters here. We've got the rivalry between the promoters, but the fighters now, there's that bit of needle. They understand the importance of a victory here. They want to be taking home the medal of the winning team.
Yeah, he's right though, because yesterday is probably, I think, the first time when I actually saw the fighters really go at each other. I mean, we saw it a bit at the Alternate for the press conference, but yesterday when they were doing that kind of arrow shape, and then they started staring down at each other, we saw Wilder and Zhang really go at each other. Dubois and Herkovich, by the way. I mean, those two just want to get in the ring and go at each other as well. But today, they got to do the formality of showing us what they've got. That's going to be interesting for some of the fighters that haven't experienced anything like this.
It will, because there's sometimes an eagerness to want to do too much and show off, and that's not a good thing, especially if you're trying to make weight, which is also a struggle. But you're going to get the big guys, and when the Zhang's going to want to show his power on the pads, don't be too busy, just make that massive bang of a shot, and then that will make, if he goes first, Wilder will want to show, let me show you what my punches sound like when I hit the pads.
Yeah. Do they have a routine? Do they know what they're going to do for the 5 minutes, or do they just go in there and make it up as they go along?
No, they would have said, look, let's do a bit of shadow boxing, let's do a bit of pads. But for all of these fighters, it's about embracing this. This is a special moment. There'll be so many fighters at home watching this thinking, I wish I was there. I wish I was a part of this. So get in there, enjoy your thing, try and get in the mind of your opponent if you can. But the most important thing here is get in there and enjoy it.
Yeah, mind games start now, by the way, as does the media workouts. Let's throw it over to your MC, Mr. Thomas Schreiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Media Public Workouts for 5 versus 5. A great night of World Championship Boxing this Saturday, live from Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It is all being brought to you by Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions and Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, in conjunction with Riyadh Season, National Event Center, the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Gold Star Promotions, and Sella. This great event will be shown worldwide on DAZN pay-per-view and in the UK on TNT Sports Box Office and DAZN. At this time, we would like to extend a big thank you to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud, His Royal Highness, the Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey, Al-Sheikh. Let's get things started. Our first two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for both the WBA and IBO light heavyweight championships of the world. Let's first welcome the challenger, a native of Libya, now fighting out of Pieta, Malta. He is undefeated with 22 wins, 16 of his 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Malik Zinad.
Darren, here comes Malik Zinad. What an opportunity for him as well. He's not just fighting for a world title, it is Dimitri Bivol. It is an incredible event. And from what he's done in his previous career, look, you just don't know, right, do you? Unbeaten fighters come with their own sort of uncertainty for Bivol. He's not going to know what to expect. And for Zinad, I mean, this is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Massive, but it doesn't get much tougher than Bivol. He's so good. Look, Zinad does the basics really well. He keeps it nice and straight. He doesn't make many mistakes, but when you look at Bivol, he does the basics exceptionally well. Probably better than most. He's a very, very good fighter, but this man, I heard him speaking to you, he's very confident. He's got the opportunity to become the country's first ever world champion, so this means absolutely everything to him.
Yeah, Barry, I mean, look, you've watched him before. He brings certain attributes. He's tall, he's rangy, he's going to have a good jab. But as Darren just said there, I mean, you are looking at one of the best technical fighters in Bivol that we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, so what you do, with someone, you got someone technically much better than you, you either get them to rush their work, which he's not going to be able to do that, or you move after you punch consistently. So you got to try and punch, take a big step back, step to the side, and force people to make a mistake.
Yeah, Eddie Hearn has joined us, obviously. You can see him right next to me. Eddie, this is getting good, isn't it? This is starting to build up up now, isn't it? I mean, look, we've come off the back of the Undisputed, we come off the back of Taylor Catterall, and then we go again. And we go again to something incredible like this.
Yeah, and something very, very different. You know, I think the intrigue is really building now around this event. Obviously, the narrative with MATCHROOM against Queensberry, but also the team concept. Yeah. You know, don't forget, you've also got Dimitri Bivol defended his World Championship on the card as well. And this fight, by the way, is a difficult one because sometimes you find when a fight has fallen through and a fighter has been training for the biggest moment of their career, they're probably a little bit deflated when that falls through and you get Malik Zinab. You don't want to be deflated against someone that has been dreaming of an opportunity like this and he's ready to put everything into it. And I like guys like this. Malik Zinab's been in my DMs for about 3 or 4 years just saying, please, like, I will fight anyone, give me any opportunity. You just saw him go to Australia and beat an undefeated fighter away from home in an eliminator for the world title. He doesn't care where he goes or where he fights. For him, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. And I said to Dimitri, you've got to be switched on out there. You know, don't just think this is an easy night's work, a little warm-up before Beterbiev. These kind of things can come crashing down real quick. 2 guys, 22-0. Dimitri, if he's switched on, he wins this fighting style. But anything less, and he'll have a hard night's work with this guy.
Yeah, I guess Dimitri Bivol has been thinking about Malik Zinab for all of 2-3 weeks. Malik Zinab has been thinking about Dimitri Bivol for all of 5 years. So that's interesting.
Andy, look at this, right? Like, look at the scenes you're seeing here in Riyadh, right? If you're Zinab right now, you are just basically you're walking on air, right? You're saying, oh, this is, and you know, if Zinab wins on Saturday night, he's coming back to Riyadh for Riyadh season, right? He's changing his life financially. He's becoming world champion. Like, you can't understand. This guy has been floating around for a long time. Shane McGuigan trained him for a while as well. He was fighting out in Malta just looking for opportunities. The amount of people that have said to me over the years, oh, I've got this really good fighter.
Out of Indio, California, USA, he brings an undefeated record with 22 wins. 11 of his 22 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBA and IBO light heavyweight champion of the world, Dimitri Bivol.
I've often been told, Ade, in your role, don't have favorites. You know, just be fair to every single fighter. It's difficult because I am a huge fan of this man, Dimitri Bivol. I'm a huge fan. And it isn't just because he gave me his tracksuit top after the Canelo win, which I've got hanged up in my bedroom. It isn't that. It isn't that. There's more than that. He is an exceptional fighter. When you watch him hit the pads or hit the bag, it's just brilliant.
Look, I understand why there's so many fans, because he is poetry in motion. The flow, the rhythm that he gets into is so good. Ed, you said you spoke to him. Where's his mind at? Does he understand the importance of this? Because I'm guessing if he gets through Zinab, the next fight will be Beterbiev.
Yeah, I mean, a very calm man, you know, never really seen the emotional, even in victory. I mean, I'll be honest with you, even when he beat Canelo Alvarez, pretty chill. Like, you never saw him on his knees. You never saw it, you know, it was, and literally went back to the hotel after, had a bite to eat, you know, and you know, I think the expectations of himself are very high. And when you beat someone like Canelo Alvarez, the reaction shows you that. It wasn't like, I can't believe it. It was like, no, I knew I was going to win. And, you know, I think really, you never really want to switch up preparation. Don't forget, for probably 10 weeks before this, he was thinking and dreaming about Artur Beterbiev. Every night, the spars, you know, the videotape, the study was just about that man. And all of a sudden, this other kind of wild card comes in, but there's a bit of tape on, but, you know, you don't really know too much about him. You've got to switch the mindset real quick and say, okay, that's done. It is what it is. This is the new challenge. But, you know, like you said, it's the rhythm of Dimitri Bivol that's very difficult to break down and beat. And I think that's where Zinab will really struggle with the feet of Bivol. The ability to come in and out. Sometimes maybe not as aggressive as we'd like to see. You know, hurts fighters and just sometimes just like to school them and outpoint them. I think with Zinab, his ambition may be a problem for himself. And I think that, you know, that coming forward to Dimitri Bivol, and, you know, I think it's going to be a style that actually will match up well for him.
Eddie, can I ask you the almost impossible question, please? I mean, I know you're not going to jerk this question just because you will answer it. If you were to do, since your time of being the head honcho of MATCHROOM, a MATCHROOM best 5, in a 5 versus 5 thing, if you had to pick your best 5, since you've started taking the reins at MATCHROOM, what 5 are you picking?
I mean, Dimitri Bivol's definitely up there. I mean, yeah, obviously, maybe 10 years ago, Barker would have got him, but, you know, I think there's the emotional side, and then there's the quality side. Darren definitely makes the cut on the emotional side. You know, but I think, you know, when you look at it, you talk about fighters like, obviously, Canelo Alvarez, Dimitri Bivol, you know, you'd probably have to put AJ up there, probably have to put Froch up there as well, you know, and then other fighters that we work with currently, you know, people like Bam Rodriguez.
Thank you very much, Dimitri.
Even Jaron Ennis, you know, in time. So many great fighters in the past, and I suppose Darren Barker as well.
Cheers,
you know, getting that easy win in Atlantic City. But, you know, I think when you talk about quality, I mean, don't forget, this guy beat the pound-for-pound #1. I know that Canelo came up to light heavyweight, but I don't feel like that victory was actually acknowledged in the way it should have been, and the manner in which he did it.
It was he didn't just beat them on size. He beat them on technique. It really did, because he followed him out, didn't he, with the combinations. I think he studied Canelo, and tactically he was perfect that night.
All right, that's Bivol versus Zinad in the books. Now it's time for 5 versus 5.
We continue now with our 5 versus 5 fighters. These two competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the vacant WBC Silver Light Heavyweight Championship. Let's first welcome to the ring, representing Matchroom Boxing. He hails from London, England. He has a professional record of 18 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw. 11 of his 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former British champion and former world title challenger, Craig Spider Richards.
Craig Richards, who I think is a world-level 175-pound operator. But Barry, you mentioned it, and you are correct. You can't keep on giving him plaudits for the losses. He's going to need to get a good win under his belt soon as well.
Yeah, what he showed in the losses is that he's technically good enough to mix it with the best. But yeah, of course, you know, getting over that line takes a different mentality and a different gear. So, you know, he has to be on point, and he comes in a massive favourite in this fight, and that's a different pressure, but he has to perform, and he's expected to perform.
Barry. I mean, you know, the bookies have him as a slight, but it's a slight favourite. You know, I mean, I hope he's a massive favourite. I understand what you're saying there, Eddie. I think on skill levels, I think Willie Hutchinson is a fantastically skillful fighter. But the level he's boxed at, nowhere near the level of Richards boxed. Even Richards wins, by the way, surpassed what Hutchinson has boxed at. So, and the occasions that he's boxed in as well. Let's not forget that, Richards.
I think that last fight that he had when we bolted him on a next-gen card was really important because that was actually quite a hard night's work. But also, it was his first fight under Shane McGuigan. And you wouldn't like to come into an occasion like this and a fight like this having changed trainers. Do you know what I mean? So that fight was really important to gel with Shane McGuigan. They talk so highly of Craig in that gym. You know, Shane really believes this guy can go on and win a world title.
He's the right sort of fighter he's the right sort of fighter to train with McGuigan, because he does everything straight, down the jab, nice straight punches, and McGuigan loves training fighters like that.
Eddie, I know you've got to go, so thank you very much for spending a couple of minutes with us.
Thank you, boys.
Cheers, Eddie. Eddie's gone, but Darren, he did say that he always wanted to put Craig Richards on this. It's almost as though he wanted to kind of reward him for the loyalty, if you like, that Craig has shown Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. He initially wanted it to be Anthony Yard. Remember, he kept saying that after that next-gen card that he wanted Anthony Yard versus Craig Richards. That would have been a more intriguing fight, I guess, for Craig Richards. But how did he switch his head on knowing that he is a favourite? I know Eddie didn't admit there, but he is a big favourite to get the W on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm getting the vibe from him that he's really buzzing about it.
Thank you very much, Craig Spider
look, if you can work on Craig's tempo, if you can get him busy, if you can get him going through the gears, let me tell you now, this man is a nightmare. He's very, very hard to beat. He's only been beaten by very good fighters, Boazzi and Bivol, who's exceptional. If it's a few minor tweaks, and he could be a nightmare. Punches harder than his record suggests.
And now let's welcome, representing Queensberry Promotions. He hails from Carstairs, Scotland. He had a stellar amateur career and now is a professional. His record consists of 17 wins, just 1 defeat, 13 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Willie the Hutch Train Hutchinson.
You mentioned something interesting there, Darren. You was like, if he could just start a bit faster, Craig Richards, and get that fire, I think Hutchinson has lit that fire. And I've never seen a fighter get under the skin of Craig Richards ever. And I feel like Hutchinson's done it. And it could be good for Hutchinson. It could be very good, though, for Craig Richards. Maybe he needs that.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And that's what I thought when I've seen this, especially over the last couple of days, the needle that they've got, it could bring out that spite out of Craig Richards. But yeah, a very good fighter, as this man is here. Very good amateur pedigree. He's sharp, he's powerful. His last win against the tough German Hobart was very, very good. The counter right that Hutchinson throws is very impressive. Good fight. It's another good fight.
It is, and it's a great opportunity for Hutchinson as well. Again, he's a fighter that maybe a lot of casual boxing fans wouldn't know too much about, and it's what a platform for him to showcase his skills.
No, it really is, and it's important for Hutchinson to start really fast. Not to let Craig get into his rhythm, because it's going to be very hard to stop. So I think he needs to start fast, use that athleticism to try and cause Craig as many problems as he can. He stood right next to me, and he's much bigger than what I thought he is, so I'm not going to say nothing too disparaging. But yeah, I think for you, Craig, to use that jab and take the authority as the favourite, the more experienced fighter, to take the authority early and show what it's like for Hutchinson when he steps up a level.
Yeah, 100%. I've got to obviously dictate straight away and like show him why I'm the favourite, and stamp my authority in that ring early.
I sense a lot of fire in your voice, Craig.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. I just can't wait for Saturday night now. I'm focused, ready to go. I wish it was the last sleep before tomorrow, but we've got a couple more, but Saturday I'm looking forward to it.
Craig, being favourite in this fight, what's it done to your confidence? You're favourite for a reason. That's got to make you feel good, right?
Nah, I block all of that out, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the public's opinion is. I've gone into fights where I'm the underdog. A lot of my early title fights, domestic fights, I wasn't a favourite, and I went and got the job done. So that means nothing. For me, I focus, I see what he's presenting, I get to the gym and I work hard. I was explaining to someone the other day, you can see I didn't take this guy lightly. I remember one of the days in camp, I had a funeral for my auntie. I had to go in early. Me and Shane come in extra early, got the work done before I left. When he had a baby, left the hospital to rush out to come and get the work done, and then he ran back to the hospital. We've not taken this lightly at all. That don't mean nothing to me.
What do you see the strengths in Hutchinson, and what will you do to counteract those strengths?
He's got a few good little tricks up his sleeves. I think maybe from his amateur pedigree, but as we've not seen yet, can he do that at this level? It's easy when you've got a human punch bag in front of you to demonstrate your skills, but when you've got a live opponent who can take a shot, give a shot, and determine, we'll see what you can present.
Final one, Craig. Are you able to enjoy all of this in Saudi Arabia, the moments? I mean, look at the walkout, Craig.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah, it's mental.
Can you enjoy it?
Oh, 100%. I saw a picture yesterday where I was on the stage and I see my name in lights. I said, wow, I might save that for my screensaver next week. But, you got to get the fine balance where you embrace it and enjoy these moments, but at the same time, know you got a job to do to stay switched on and stay focused on Saturday night, because it's not a holiday. We're here for a reason, and it's about getting that blend to know why you're here, but enjoying it at the same time.
Top man, Craig. Get back to the hotel, rest up the legs, enjoy the night.
Thank you.
Cheers, brother. Thank you very much. Back to Thomas Schreiber.
Our next two fighters competing this Saturday in a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the WBA Featherweight Championship of the World. We will first welcome the defending champion representing Matchroom Boxing. He hails from Camden, New Jersey, USA, and brings an undefeated record of 15 wins, 1 draw, 8 of his 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBA Featherweight Champion of the World, Ray Savage Ford.
By the way, the glasses are off. He listened to us, he heard us. I'm not struggling with weight, I'll show them. Took the glasses off and looks really relaxed. Eddie Hearn is very, very excited about Raymond Ford. He thinks he's got something very special. Could be that already as a WBA featherweight champion. Could go on to be something really special though, Baz.
I think potentially he has a superstar in his making, because early in his career he showed tremendous hand speed, foot speed, and lots of skill. And he had a few tests where he didn't look fantastic, but he's learned from those. And what he showed in his last fight to win the title is that he can dig deep. He can drag out. He can almost drag a win out of the close of defeat and get the stoppage. And that is a skill you can't teach.
Ford is a bad man. He's a bad man. You just got to hear him talk. No nonsense. He's to the point. He don't care about anything. He just wants to win. He wants to look good. He wants to impress. He wants to turn heads. I love that about him. I love a fighter that just wants to win, wants to look good, doesn't care.
Yeah, and I guess there is the argument as well that iron sharpens iron. He's alongside the likes of Shakur Stevenson in camp. I mean, it doesn't get much better than sparring and training alongside Shakur Stevenson, does it?
No, it doesn't. No, it's brilliant. Success breeds success, but the other half of the five is here, Frank Warren. Nerves? Nerves?
Are you not nervous seeing him there? Seeing Ray Ford behind us? He looks good. He looks good, Frank. I have to be honest with you.
Listen, I expect him to look good. He's training for a big fight. This is a massive, massive fight. But so does my man. He looks excellent. This is going to be a great fight. There's no doubt about it. I think they're the two best in the world.
Yes.
Should be a unification fight. No doubt about that. I think he beat the best featherweight in the world last time out. But look, it is what it is, and now he's got a great opportunity to jump back in there again and win a world title.
In a night of 50-50 fights, do you feel that this is the closest one?
Say again?
In a night of 50-50 fights, do you feel that this is the closest one to call?
No, I really do fancy Nick.
Oh, good.
Look, I'll tell you, hand on my heart, I'm not saying for 1 minute that disrespecting Ford.
No, of course.
I just think Nick rises to the occasion. Every fight he's had, he's got better and better. And his style's a tough style. It's not just walk forward. He don't get caught a lot, touch wood. He don't get caught a lot.
And he makes you work hard.
Yeah, he makes you work, and it's constant momentum. He's on you all the time, and he makes you work and work. And that last fight he had, that's what he did, Vargas. He kept on him and kept on him, and eventually started getting through and started hurting him. And you've got to really back him up, and it'd be interesting to see whether Ford can do that.
Let's now welcome the challenger representing Queensberry Promotions, hailing from Liverpool, England. He is undefeated with 19 wins, 1 draw, 11 of his 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former WBC featherweight world title challenger, Nick the Wrecking Ball.
Or as we know him, the Butcher. Was there any reservation at all, Frank, on him taking the fight? Not because of fear, because this guy isn't scared of anything, but it is a quick turnaround from those 12 rounds against Vargas.
It is, because first of all, he was in a 12-round camp, training for the previous world title fight. He's not had too much of a break in between, but he is a great athlete. He's very strong. And he's got tremendous self-belief. He's got a very good manager and trainer in Paul Stevenson. It's a good team. And as I said earlier on, I've got the utmost faith in him. I really do rate him as a fighter.
Frank, do you feel Nick Ball needs to start a bit quicker in this fight? Against Vargas, he gave away some of the early rounds. I know what Barry's saying, he puts pressure on you, but I feel at this level, you can't afford to give rounds away.
That's a very good point, Dan, but the difference is Vargas was this much taller.
He was.
So he had to get to him. And the tactics, I thought he should work to his body, but he kept throwing his jab up high. And those first couple of rounds, I wanted him to change it a bit. But actually, he was right what he was doing. And eventually, he was successful. And he started catching him with it. But that is a valid point. But this guy's more as a shorter guy, so it's going to suit him better.
By the way, that was the quickest. That was the quickest. Guinness Book of World Records are going to get involved here because that was the quickest media workout I've ever seen. Like, he went in the ring, got out of the ring, and now he's on his way to us.
Fighters
he doesn't like giving too much away.
In a scheduled 12-round contest. It will be for the WBC Silver Championship, and it is also a final eliminator for the WBC Middleweight World Championship. Let's first welcome the challenger representing Matchroom Boxing. He hails from Houston, Texas, USA, and brings an undefeated record with 16 wins, 11 of his 16 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Austin Ammo Williams.
Ammo Williams making his way to the ring. Nick Ball has joined us as well. Frank Warren has departed. Nick, that was the quickest And I've seen hundreds, if not thousands, of media workouts. You literally went in the ring, took some photos, and walked out again.
Yeah.
You ain't playing, are you?
No.
Don't do overtime, does Nick Ball?
That's it, innit? The work's done, ready to go now.
Yeah. Barry, you've been saying of all the fights on the card, and look, there's some fantastic fights, this is the one that intrigues you and excites you the most.
This is the best fight on the card, it really is, because you got someone in Nick Ball who should be WBC champion. We all feel that, and you know that as well. But also it puts pressure on fighters from the off. We also have a fighter in Ford who, on form, his jab is fantastic. He can create that space, keep that distance. So it's a battle of wills there.
Yeah, indeed. Darren, look, a lot of pressure on this young man, just because it is a quick turnaround as well. Was that a thing for you to decide whether or not you wanted to take this fight? Because again, you've done a long camp for Vargas. You then only have, what, a week's break, and then you've got to do a camp as well for Raymond Ford. Was there any inkling for you to say, no, let's sit this one out?
Nah, never. Never. I'm the type who's in the gym all year round, so I'm always ready whenever the phone rings. And lucky enough to have a good promotion team behind me and promoter within Frank, getting me the opportunity so quickly after what happened. Not many fighters have had that or can have that, and I'm lucky enough to have it, so I appreciate it, and I'm ready to take it with both hands.
Completely different fighter to Vargas is Ford. What problems does he pose though?
Don't really know, and I don't really care, to be honest.
Fully focused on yourself.
I'm the problem in this fight, so you'll have to face that. I'm just focused on myself.
Love it. Nick, go and do your thing. Appreciate you coming on with us, giving us a couple of minutes. You gave us longer time here than you did in the ring, so we really appreciate it. Nick Ball, thank you very much. Cheers, Nick. Well, he means business.
He's all business, isn't he?
He means business. There's no playing.
And I would say,
to ask him questions.
I think he looks really good for the weight.
Yeah,
Don't he? Looks really,
solid.
Really healthy, doesn't he?
We did. Ammo Williams was just in the ring. You guys saw him in a hoodie and obviously wearing the tiger tail as well, which was interesting. But let's go back to Thomas Schreiber to introduce. Oh, is he going to have a word with him? Is Ammo... Oh, no. Ammo just deciding to stay in there for a bit longer. I don't mind.
And now let's welcome the defending champion representing Queensberry Promotions, and he is the team captain. From Ilford, England, undefeated with 19 wins, 15 of his 19 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending WBC silver middleweight champion, Hamza Shiraz.
Here comes the captain, and oh, I like those. I'm a fan of those, whatever they are. What are they called? Those glasses that he's got on. He's a stylish man, isn't he, Hamza Shiraz? Very, very stylish. He is the captain as well for Queensberry. Frank Warren believes in him a lot, as do a lot of the bookies as well. A lot of people have him as the favourite to beat Ammo Williams, Barry.
Yeah, as do I, to be honest. I think it's a real competitive fight. And Ammo Williams, power, fast hands, fast feet. As Darren said, he shows a new intelligence to his game, which makes him a world-class fighter. And he could knock Shiraz out. That wouldn't be a massive shock. But I just think where Shiraz has developed over the last few fights, his temperament's fantastic. He's very accurate and economical with his shots. And for a tall fighter, his range is absolutely fantastic.
He uses his attributes so well, doesn't he? His reach, he brings fighters onto his shots, the uppercuts. He's so intelligent. But like Barry said, he's come into his groove. He's got a newfound confidence, if you like. This man has everything to become a future world champion for sure. They're very close, the two of them.
You know, this is a case of both promoters putting their fighters forward thinking, my fighter's going to get the job done. Both of them are super confident. And he looks smooth in the ring here as well, doesn't he? I mean, for a big man, he's got good feet, as you mentioned already, Baz. He's got the power as well. He's not gone past more than 5 rounds in his last 3 fights collectively. So it was a round against Liam Williams and 2 rounds against the previous opponents before that. So maybe that could be a problem, Barry, that he's not had the fights.
I think, but he's having the training camp, so I think that also helps. And what it gives him is that supreme confidence, almost borderline arrogance, that if he hits you with any punch, from any hand, by the way, he can do damage. I think he's really good. The way for a tall fighter, he can punch short and punch strong with equal power. It makes him a real problem for anybody.
Yeah, Hamza Shiraz is going to join us as well in a couple of minutes. Be interesting to get his take on his opponent, Ammo Williams. They've almost been respectful. The other ones are starting to get heated. Craig Richards Hutchinson's definitely heated, Zhang and Wilder. But you look at Shiraz and Ammo Williams, it's almost like they both know they're going to have to go into deep waters here.
Yeah, look, they're both extremely confident, but they both carry themselves with class and humility. They're good blokes, they're good people, and I think these are two that are just going to let their fists do the talking on fight night. It's a pick and fight. You know, you've only got to go on social media and you see it's 50-50 on this one, as it is for most of these.
How would he have been feeling when Frank made him captain? That's a big thing as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you've got to try and zone it up, but there isn't. Yeah, there's an expectation there that you have to do the job. But I think the fact that we mentioned he's got 2 quick finishes, he'll believe he can knock anybody out anyway, as Ammo Williams does, to be fair. So I think you've got 2 fighters here who will both try to go for the knockout, regardless of the competition.
With 17 wins, 14 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the #1 ranked contender in the world by the IBF, Philippe El Animal Hrgović.
El Animal, Filip Hrgović. Look, I've said he has a lot to prove in the heavyweight division, and there's a good chance he does it on Saturday. There is clearly something very special about him. Like, the hype, I think, is real, but we need to see it, Darren. Could we see it on Saturday?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's going to leave it all in the ring. He's going to give it absolutely everything. We'll see class, we'll see courage, we'll see spite and ambition, because there's a huge carrot dangled here for the winner of this fight. A potential matchup with AJ. That's huge.
It certainly is. Hamza Shiraz has joined us. Hamza, I mean, I like everything you're doing. These glasses, I said, look, I could never pull them off.
Yeah. Listen, there's a reason behind them, because it's so dry out here. So yesterday when I come for the grand arrivals, my eyes were all dry.
You think of everything, don't you?
Yeah, I was thinking one step ahead.
Your team's got everything. Are they Oakleys?
Yeah, they are.
I know a bit. See, I know a little bit. How you feeling, Hamza? A few days away from the main event. How you feeling?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm feeling ready, feeling on it, in good spirits, in a good vibe. Last few pounds to come off now, and that's it. We'll be ready, rehydrate, and we're ready to go Saturday night.
Are you enjoying all of this, Hamza? I mean, again, obviously it's serious business on Saturday. Can you enjoy what's going on and all the festivities of everything?
You can, but then at the same time, everyone's wired differently, and for me this is all just noise. It's all about staying mentally switched on, staying mentally on the game, because I ain't got no joke in front of me Saturday night. I know what I got in front of me, so it's all about staying switched on.
You're on a real run at the minute of performances against good opposition. Do you feel this fight's come at the right time to elevate you to a world title shot?
Yeah, definitely. I remember after the Liam Williams fight, sitting down with the team, Frank Rowan, and I just said, whoever you put in front of me next, as long as it's one before a world title or thereabouts, I'll be more than up for it.
You get the call then, you get the nod, but on top of that, you get told you're the captain.
Yeah, exactly. I only found out I was captain at that first press conference.
At the presser, yeah.
Yeah, when everyone found out. So when he told me, I was like, all right, and I didn't understand how the point system worked and whatnot. And then when I found out, you get extra points and whatnot. So, you know, I'm blessed.
What does that give you a boost? Does that give you a real sense of confidence that he trusts you?
It does. What it is, it goes back to what you just said. It's just trust. He has a lot of trust in me, and for someone who I banged on about before, was picked up when no one knew who I was, to go from where I was to where I am now, and then to be captain on top of that, and to be given that extra responsibility, the only way I can thank Frank is by getting him points.
Your last 3 fights, you've got the job done really early. A first round knockout against Liam Williams, and before that, a couple of rounders each. Do you worry about the gas tank if it does go late, because you've not done 7s, 8s and 10s?
Not at all. I know.
It's a trick question.
See, that's how you know I'm switched on. But anyway, going back, you're saying, no, not really.
Thank you very much.
How we've been preparing in camp. Like, we've done one spar, an 18-round spar, 16-round spar, so we're making sure that the tank's there.
Hamza, thank you for joining us. Good luck on Saturday, my man.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
El Capitano. Have you got that speech ready as well, yeah? Have you got your speech ready yet?
It's there.
It's getting there. Okay, it's getting there.
Cheers, guys.
Cool.
How about his team bus as well?
Yeah,
yes.
Got a team bus as well. Hey, Dad. He looks cool, doesn't he?
He does.
He looks
carries himself so well.
And he does.
And he has that confidence and that of being, he think he'll go for the knockout, 100%. And the reason why he won't be worried about his gas tank, he doesn't load up on his shots. Everything's smooth with him.
Yeah, Filip Hrgović was in the ring as we had Hamza Shiraz with us. Obviously, Filip Hrgović unbeaten. The winner of this fight could be in line to take on Anthony Joshua September. Wembley. I think we're going to have some special announcement about that very, very soon. So that is the carrot being dangled in front of Hrgovic and in front of this man coming to the ring now, Daniel Dubois.
It's massive, it really is, because the winner, I mean, it's the pot of gold. The pot of gold for the winner's massive. Potential AJ fight, potential world title shot, what they're both striving for, massive, massive fight.
Heavyweight world champion and the #4 ranked contender in the world by the IBF, Triple D, Daniel Dynamite Dubois.
To come to Wembley, to beat him on Wembley like Croatian national team beat Great Britain national team 4-2, if you remember. So that will be nice.
I see what he's just done there. Obviously, that was what Hrgovic said when he spoke to Jamie Ward and he was looking ahead and started speaking about AJ. And I think Daniel Dubois is playing on that. Like, you're really overlooking me straight away. I like that.
I said, this fight's come at the right time for Dubois because he is a man now full of confidence. He really is. You know, I know the Usyk fight, he boxed really well and then obviously fell apart at the end. But I go back to the Miller fight where he boxed really well, but he ran out of gas a little bit and he found his second wind. And that'll give him the confidence now that he never had before, that when he does get tired, not to panic, he can push through it. And in this fight, where it might be a battle of the jabs, so it might go longer than what we expect, he might start to gas out a bit, but he'll know if he pushes through that wall, as we've all had to do, Darren, there's energy the other side. You can get more energy, you can do the rounds, you can get the finish.
He looks absolutely fantastic as well. He really does. And look, he's found a fit and a home with Don Charles. He was with Don early in his career. I remember when he was like 17, 18, I went to the gym, and he's back there. And that's not a slight on Shane McGuigan or anyone else before that, but sometimes you just have to find your fit. And it looks like he's found a fit there.
Yeah, and look, he's introduced Kieran Farrell to the team as well. We see him doing the pads and training up in the gym in the hotel, and there was a combination of the two doing pads. Don was, you know, taking some real heavy shots to the body bag, and then Kieran Farrell coming, and it was really sharp, it was lively. It was a really good combination. I was happy with what I was seeing. He's got confidence now, which is so important. That's kind of been what's been missing from Daniel Dubois. Let's see if he can follow up that win last time with what would be a huge victory over Filip Hrgovic.
It really would be. You know, the thing I like, Barry, about Daniel is that we've seen him grow up in front of our eyes. Most heavyweights are introduced to us at 26 after they've done their amateur circuit. We've seen him turn pro at 19, 20. So we've seen all the ups and downs, we've seen the good, the bad, and right now I almost feel like we're getting to the good part of it.
Yeah, and we forget how young he is and how much more development he has to do. What he does have, and I was speaking to Don Charles today in the hotel, he said his jab is the hardest he's ever felt on the pads.
Wow.
And he's taken AJ on the pads, and also, I know Trilla's also have their new project, but he said his jab is tremendous. It's like a right hand, and I said yesterday, I think this fight's a battle of the jabs. Hrgovic's got a cleaner sweeping jab,
Thank you very much,
faster jab.
Triple D,
but this guy here, Dubois, his jab is a knockout punch.
I like that bit there. He asked Don, was that enough? And Don was like, yeah, you're down in it.
I'm ready to roll and put these guys to sleep, so let's go.
Daniel, you've experienced the good, the bad, the ugly in your career. Confidence is really high. Best win last time out. Are you at your peak, would you say, now?
I definitely think so. Definitely. I'm at my peak. I'm 26 now. I've been through some ups and downs, and I'm ready to go.
You're scary.
No, you are. You are 100%.
You fought the Villa fight like a man with a point to prove, and I think you proved it. Do you feel you proved that point now, or do you think you still have more to show
I'm not
people?
finished. I'm not done. I need to make an example out of this one and make a real statement.
You know, you're so big, I can't see you. I'm trying to look at Barry for you, but I can't see. Are you going for the knockout? I mean, look, both of you have got fantastic jabs. Both of you got power as well. Is it going to be a bit of a shootout from early doors, do you think?
I'm going in to
Our
work.
next two
That's what I'm
fighters
going in to
competing
do.
this Saturday in a scheduled 12
put them to
round
sleep, and you know, these things just happen. I don't have to look for it.
Final one before I let you go. Obviously, a lot of your fighters are talking AJ and overlooking you, and you've silenced a couple. Are you not thinking about AJ?
Yeah, that's down the road. That's down the road, but I've got Saturday to deal with first.
You smiled, you are. You smiled. I saw you smile, you are. Daniel, thank you very much, brother.
And now as a professional, he has a record consisting of 43 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw, 42 of his 43 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, known as the Bronze Bomber, Deontay
upset that he's walking first here?
Personally, I think he will. I think he might. Nah, do you know what? I don't. I think after what happened last time, he'll feel he needs a big win to deserve to come out second. I think that the way he's talking, I like it. He switched on. Look, I know Zhang was beaten also, but I don't think that he's an experienced man. Do you think he's going to care? Do you think honestly?
I think some fighters do.
Heavyweights have a different ego to any other weight, I feel. And I do think he'll have an issue with everything. That's why fights don't get made, because who's got the biggest change room? And that's a genuine thing sometimes.
Whose name's first, all
exactly,
that kind of stuff. I just wonder, I mean, we've been saying for months it's Wilder versus Zhang, and all of a sudden Zhang's doing the walk second. I don't know. Great song choice. Yeah. Great song choice. Can't get better than that, can you?
To be honest, I'm glad. I hope he's got a bee in his bonnet. He needs to be angry. When he's angry, he comes out and he wings the punches in. He's a man who hasn't got the weight of it. He hasn't got the, like Zhang has got weight in his shots. He has athleticism and speed. It's acceleration and pace in his punches that knocks you out.
How smooth does he look though in the ring? Looking from here, yeah, that's the correct word, lean. It'll be interesting to see what weight he comes in. Well, I remember for the final Fury fight, he put on the extra muscle, didn't he? Yeah. Almost to try and combat Fury's sides. It didn't quite work out, but it's interesting.
Mobility as well as and length in the shots are his friend in this fight. He's got to keep moving around so to make Zhang follow him or chase him and tire him out, and he has to be punching long, never short, always long.
Speed. I think plenty of feints try and draw out the lead of Zhang, which is going to be very difficult, and at times be proactive. I think is the. I guess I was about to say the bigger puncher. I don't think we actually know, but when you look at the record, the knockouts that he's piled up, I think with the speed that he's demonstrating in this ring, I think it's going to be so important that at times he just jumped on Zhang. See some of that old spite, see some of the old bronze bomber.
I worry though, because he's technically not the best fighter around, and we all know that, because power disguises sometimes boxing ability. Is that if he makes a mistake and punches a bit short with the jab or brings it back to the waist, Zhang slides in the distance and he can bang, and he's technically much better.
I love what both of you are doing here. I realise that Barry's Zhang, you're Wilder, and you're both arguing for your fight in your pick.
Look, to land that power is what's behind the punch, the IQ, what's in your head. You know, it doesn't accidentally happen. You don't just graze someone and knock them out. There is fault there. He doesn't do it probably technically sound like some do, but he does have his own way of landing those big shots.
Listen, I love you, and you're a better fighter than I was.
How did he land them all then? How did he knock 42 people out by a fluke?
He is just massively.
It can't be fluke.
No, he's massively athletic.
Calm down, boys.
He makes so many mistakes before he lands in the shot. You see what he's like in fights.
But that's what I'm saying. There's a difference.
To land that one shot. He just has crazy power.
Wilder.
One thing I will say, and I said this to him when I interviewed him, like, he's all about timing, right? It's everything. And he's just not had enough fights. So I think even though he lost to Joseph Parker, I think he needed the 12 rounds.
Yeah,
he needed it desperately. So I do think we're going to get a better Wilder. Is it going to be good enough, though, against Barry Jones's pick here, Zhilei Zhang?
I just think he's got to be the Wilder that made him that fearsome force. He's got to throw with conviction, you got to throw long, you got to throw with belief. That speed in the shots and athleticism is what made him the fearsome fighter he was.
And let's hope for boxing that still does exist, because there's so many fantastic matchups for Deontay Wilder, including the big man back home, AJ, which we've all wanted for the best part of 4 or 5 years. And if he does detonate Zhilei Zhang, I know we've been talking about Hrgovic and Dubois, he jumps to Q and he fights AJ at Wembley.
Can you imagine the atmosphere at Wembley Stadium? AJ Wilder. I mean, that's nuts. That is incredible. That is what dreams are made of.
China. Now fighting out of Bloomfield, New Jersey, USA. He was a 2008 Olympic silver medalist and now is a professional, has a record consisting of 26 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw, 21 of his 26 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former WBO interim heavyweight world champion, Zhilei Big Bang Zhang.
Hey Deontay, you're bronze bomber. I'm Big Bang. I'm
than you.
As Zhilei Zhang makes the walk, Deontay Wilder has made the walk to us here in the studio. Wilder, one thing you did look really, really sharp in there in the ring. A lot of speed. I know you've been doing your track work. I know you've worked on those things. It's about speed for you now, isn't it? You've got the power. We know that's already there. Now you're going to show us a bit of speed as well.
Almost definitely. You know, I've always had the speed along with the power. A lot of the guys don't know how fast I am until I get in there. Especially when I zone in and I'm on. When I'm on, I'm on. I'm the most dangerous man in the world when I'm on. And it was a blessing in disguise after the last fight. You know, they say lessons become blessings. It's all depending on the person, how he take the lesson and make it a blessing. If I would have won that fight, I would have changed nothing. But because I didn't, it allowed me to go back and say, you know what? Let me reevaluate myself. Let me go back and do the things that I wasn't doing. Let me go back and do what got me to the point, what got me to a champion in the first place. So after then, I became a gym rat. And I've been in ever since then. So I'm looking forward for different results this time around, that's for sure.
Deontay, we're going to see the old Wilder. We're going to see glimpses of the old Wilder in this fight Saturday. Is that what you're telling us?
I guarantee it. As long as I'm standing here, you look at me eye to eye, I guarantee it, that's my word. I've been training so hard. I've been going for the past 5 to 6 months. I haven't stopped non-stop since the last one. I became a gym rat again. And when you in the kingdom with the Saudis, they say they don't want Mr. Nice Guy no more. You know, I've always said it's damn if I do, damn if I don't. When I was that vicious, savage killer, when I talked about certain things, people dragged my name in the dirt. They said I didn't supposed to belong. And I only spoke from my heart. My mouth wasn't translated to what my heart was trying to say. Because we are the 1% of the world. There are many other sportsmen. They're one of many, but we're the 1%. And I only tried to tell people how I felt. I tried to let people live through me, you know, through what I say and how I feel as a champion and what I feel when I go in the ring, because we're risking our lives for others' entertainment. But when I'm around, but being with the Saudis, they said we want wild men back. We want you to be you. We don't want you to change that. And it made me feel so good. So I went back and reevaluated myself. I went back and changed a lot of things. I went back and said, you know what? I'm going back to the old me. And it's a great feeling. I can say all I want right now, but come Saturday, it's gonna be the true revealing. It's gonna be the truth of if I'm really back, if I really say what I say, and I can't wait. Mic drop.
Are you an emotional fighter? Because you seem to be more. You seem to be a better fighter and a more constructive puncher when you are like this, when you are speaking from the heart. Is the emotion drive you more than being controlled?
I'm passionate about what I say. You know, if you know me, you know that I'm very passionate when I say. So when I come with aggression, when I come with certain ways, my body language and certain things, people take it out of proportion of what I say and what I do. But I'm only passionate about what I say and what I do. And I'm a type of person that I try to make people feel what I say. It's just like I may not remember your name, but I'll never forget how you made me feel. And that's what I try to display amongst the world.
That was scary when you said that to me then. No. It's like it was personal.
Very quickly, before we let you go, Zhilei Zhang, you can see him getting his workout in behind us. How good is Zhilei Zhang? You fought some really good fighters. I mean, he must be right up there with some of the best fighters you fought.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty good fighter. You know, I like the challenge. I like that they matching me and him together. Like he said, Chinese power versus Alabama power, and that's the truth of all things, you know. And he's a good fighter, but he's never fought no one like me. He never fought a guy with someone that can match his power or even greater than his power. I'm very well proven with my power. He's not proven. So we're going to see Saturday night. It's going to be a great matchup. And this is a do-or-die fight, you know. Whoever wins, which is going to be me, prevail on. And the loser, where they have to pick up the pieces or retire. That's how I see it.
No, there's a few more years you let.
Come on, baby.
There's a few more left. Deontay, thank you very, very much for coming up and joining us. Thank you very much.
Blessing. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the night.
Indeed, we will. Stick with us, everyone, because there's so much more coming your way on DAZN.
Yes, how are we, people? Hope you're all comfy, because DAZN's got your night sorted. And that's not just tonight, chaps. No, have a little look at this blinding schedule here on DAZN.
He's right, it's a blinding schedule.
You don't need to go down your local and wait for it all to kick off. No, stick your feet up, bang on DAZN and be captivated by over 150 fights available to you.
We got all day, right?
We've got some absolute crackers. What about Frank versus Eddie? Yes, I know they're all BFFs now, but the feud will reignite for the big one on June the 1st, baby, in the 5 versus 5.
You're going to find out who the governor is.
Time and a place. Let's go.
And with Wilder and Zhang topping it off, you're in for an absolute treat.
Bang, bang.
Bomb squad!
But of course, that's only 2 cracking fight nights. I said over 150, didn't I? So how's about a bit of Estrada Bam, Matthias Paro, Boots Crowley, Fisher Babbage, Denny Cash, lovely stuff.
Get up!
Oh, and by the by, bit of inside knowledge for you, but there's lots of others to be announced very soon that you won't want to miss. Oh yes, and we ain't just got your boxing schedule covered, people. No, watch the greatest golfers tee off for all the marbles on the Live Tour. Oh yes.
I bloody love golf.
What'd you say? So for more than 150 fights in the very best of sports, DAZN has got you covered. Stick around.
Booyakasha.
I hope you're ready for something really special on Saturday night. It is an incredible fight card, and let's remind you of it. We kick things off with the 5 versus 5. Willie Hutchinson versus Craig Richards, a vacant WBC silver light heavyweight title. Then we move to what Barry Jones is calling the fight of the night. Raymond Ford versus Nick Bull. Raymond Ford's WBA world featherweight strap up for grabs. And then I think one of the best fighters on planet Earth, Dimitri Bivol. Happy he stays on the card. He takes on Malik Zinad. That's when we pause, and then we start again with the 5 versus 5. El Capitano, Hamza Shiraz for Queensberry Promotion, takes on Austin Williams. Daniel Dubois versus Philip Hergovich. And then the big boys, Zhilei Zhang versus the man that we just saw, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. All right, has anyone changed their opinions on how the main event goes? You were Deontay Wilder anyway. I was fencing. I am now Deontay Wilder.
God.
It's just changed like that. 5 minutes with Deontay.
You two are absolutely useless.
I'm convinced he could make me run a marathon.
Oh, man,
I'm convinced.
just because the
and I don't run more than 5K.
Something.
You know, I don't do more than 5K. If you're not changing your mind?
Weak. No, to be fair, I'm saying that weak. If anyone can make me change my mind, it's him. Because he is emotional, he speaks from the heart, and he makes you believe what he's saying. I'm him also all of a sudden. But
I love the way you faced up to him. So, yes.
Do you know, I just seen a clip there in the break. I spent my whole life looking up to people, and not in an admirable way either. I would say he's in with a chance because he does punch really hard, but I'm sticking to my guns. I'm still going for Zhang.
We still have 2 more days to convince you to change your mind. But look, it's going to be a fantastic fight. Again, that's a 50-50 fight. It really is a card that we once dreamed of, and now that dream is now coming to reality. I think that's fair to say. We always ask for cards to be top from bottom, just stacked. And we haven't really got it, and now, being in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, we are getting those cards.
And also, as well as that, not having 15 fights on the card, having 5, 6 of course, but there's going to be 6 real quality matchups where, even though you might pick a winner, you wouldn't bet your house on it, and that's what makes the sports grow, makes it thrive, and I think this is the card of the year.
All right, so 2 days down, 2 more to go until we see all them throw hands on Saturday. Tomorrow is press conference day, so obviously, look, you enjoyed this, you're going to enjoy the press conference, because I've got a feeling a few of them are going to say a few naughty words to each other. So make sure you join us. Make sure you scan the QR code as well to be part of something special on Saturday. And get involved online. Go to the Twitter page at DAZN Boxing. We want your picks. We want your scores on the doors. We'll see you tomorrow.
Queensberry better than Matchroom. You are having a laugh, Frankie, baby.
You've been running your mouth off far too long.
This is it.
Be ready.
This is the moment.
There's going to be a war.
You're going to find out who the governor is.
I'm bringing 5 of my best. You bring 5 of yours.
June 1st on DAZN.
5v5.
Pack your bags. We're off to Riyadh.
Let's go.
No prisoners.
Bang, bang.
Daniel Dubois, you are getting smashed.
Mechanical destruction. Left hook, right hand. He's mental.
Power, speed, my IQ.
Tall, powerful.
I'm just everything, man.
What are his weaknesses?
Slow feet,
I think his big head. My car. I'm aiming for that the whole night.
Nick boy, you too small.
Who's ready to die and who's not?
Knocking your lights out.
Queensberry Promotions are going to win.
We got to win it.
Matchroom all day, baby.
Only one result required. Victory.
That's all that matters to me.
Watch 5v5
live on DAZN.
Let's go. Bomb Squad!
Boxing on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.
Hello, darlings. Aunt Helga. Futuristic scooters, old school website. Relax. Web upgrades, I own them. Better design, e-commerce, and smart AI. Now you're fit for the future. I scoot off now. Your digital partner, Ionos.
Sometimes running a business can feel like climbing a mountain. It's actually a volcano. But Xero accounting software can help keep your business finances running smoothly. Soon, climbing up that mountain will feel more like riding down one on a really cool bike that can time travel. Looking good. Where are we? Search Xero with an X, because healthy business is beautiful business.
Boxing on DAZN, brought to you by William Hill.